Sorry. Alright, so, we're gonna get right into this today. What's up, Turs? How you doing? Today, we are going to finish, if not all, most of the story missions. I want to get this over with and done, because I am tired of this game. We can move on. Can't wait to get to the Lego Batman games. But, first, we're gonna do DC supervillains.
Most of what S.H.I.E.L.D. knows about Thor and his people remains highly classified.
Alright.
What little information we've obtained about his home, Asgard, comes from, well, this one children's book found by Dr. Eric Selvig in New Mexico. Seems pretty accurate so far.
No. Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Excelsior!
Wolverine keeps getting in the way. Oh, I got him. That's all that matters. Woo! Wait, can you all hear me? There's something going on with my... Okay, yeah. Okay. I am coming through. Good. That was starting to scare me. Okay, before we continue, I do gotta let Discord know, because I have been slacking here lately. Do. I'm doing very good, Mr. Crimson. Let's not go that far now. I am just a dude that loves video games. That's why I'm here. And because of you guys. Even though YouTube does like to kill the momentum of smaller creators, I'm still here because of you guys. The day that nobody watches me is the day I start disappearing. Of course, I don't... Which I do apologize, because this past couple weeks, I've seemed like I have been bored, is because I've been sick. But I'm starting to feel a lot better now. As I said yesterday in my chat, for the MetaQuest 3, or is this the... No, MetaQuest... Well, either way, MetaQuest, I did get the VR Assassin's Creed Nexus video game, or VR game, so I will be doing that eventually. In fact, here's the thing that I've been thinking about. I've been getting so bored with Assassin's Creed that I might just take a break from platining the game, especially because I'm on See, I would be okay with doing Black Flag if it wasn't for the multiplayer. The multiplayer is just sucks because, see, with single player games, if you're going to have a multiplayer section, the trophies should be separate from the single player. I don't get why people think it's a good idea to have multiplayer trophies on single player games. Said that, I mean, I don't make the rules. I don't even know what the rules are for that. Like I said, I think it's stupid. Just like in Unity, it's going to suck because I'm going to need at least one other person. Alright, I'm trying to get my laptop set up just so I can have everything up. Although I do have my chat up on both, finally. Okay, so let's do this. There we go. Okay, bring up the Twitch. Here's another thing I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about just going full-time into Twitch because Twitch obviously cares about smaller creators. Twitch cares more about, you know, the streamers and the viewers than YouTube. YouTube cares about screwing the little guy. I've been thinking about doing that too. Now, I wouldn't quit YouTube. I'd still make videos, but I wouldn't be streaming on YouTube anymore. But then I got to thinking, well, I could do that. However, the thing is, I'm already streaming on Twitch already. Might as well, like, amplify YouTube into that. And then on top of that, do, like, get back to the other platforms. So, like, yesterday, I know I did a stream on Rumble. And I think TikTok as well. Because I already stream 3 times a day on Twitch. 1 in the morning, although I didn't do 1 this morning. But normally 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then 1 in the evening. And the 1 in the afternoon is the one I do on YouTube as well. I could do Rumble and Kick one day, and then Kick and TikTok another day, and then Rumble and Kick or whatever. Alright, I'm almost done. And then we can get right back to this. Make sure you guys are dropping likes. Alright, but anyway, we're going to finish this. Turs, I'm glad you're doing really good, though. Spider-Man. Okay, I was about to say. I know that I brought him. this mother ducker wants to start a party. No, you're good.
I'm just saying, sometimes it pays to be a hothead.
I like how you finally started a party once I go live. And how you doing? That's good.
Excelsior.
I don't know.
Okay, there we go. Now should it connect? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I am streaming on YouTube and Twitch, by the way.
Oh.
Where?
Oh, hello, viewing audience.
I think they can hear me. Oh wow, there was one behind there the whole time. Where did Spider-Man go?
Oh, are you streaming through OBS?
Yes.
So like probably.
Yeah, a little bit. Like my microphone is probably picking up a little bit of what, because you're coming through my controller. But they probably can't hear everything you say. They can hear everything I say, but they cannot hear, probably cannot hear everything you say.
No, I see what you're saying. So I got it.
What you been up to? Sorry I didn't stick around last night. I was focusing on my own thing, and then I realized everyone was kind of disappearing. I ended up playing the Assassin's Creed VR game. But there you go. It's funny. I hurt my middle finger. No, I hurt myself playing VR. So, you obviously, you know my setup. Well, no, I did something even worse, actually. So I was sitting in my chair. You know my normal chair, my office chair that I sit in, my streaming chair, whatever you want to call it. So I had, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you're in my stream, but I'm showing everybody. Basically, I was playing like this. I was playing so that way I had this open space right here. And so what I did was apparently somehow during my gaming session, I got too close to my desk, which is right here. And as I was swinging my sword, because obviously it's Assassin's Creed, I had a sword, I hit my hand on my desk somehow, and a big chunk of skin came off, and I was bleeding a lot, but I kept playing because I'm a champ. Yeah, so, yeah, that happened. That was all fun.
Did you get any blood on anything or no?
Surprisingly, no. Like, it was bleeding, but it wasn't bleeding like bad. It was kind of good timing because when I hurt myself, the MetaQuest was about to die. So, I just played it until it died, and then I got off, put some peroxide on it, and had Crimon put a band-aid on it, because at that point, one, it was still bleeding, two, obviously with a finger, I need two hands to do that, and well, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, and plus, with the peroxide on top of it, it was still wet, but I just had Crimon do it, and she did it, and then this morning, I woke up and the thing was off, so I had to put some more peroxide on, and I put a new band-aid on it, just to kind of keep it covered, but other than that, that's what happened. Pretty funny. Pretty funny.
You made it! I was beginning to worry. You like what I've done with the place?
Like a chunk of skin of his like knuckle off.
Mm-hmm.
That's where for you too. Or was it like more so where the fingers were?
It's more on the finger.
It was like the big ear. So.
Yeah, it was the back of my hand. It was the back of my finger. It's like on the upper finger part. Oh, Turs wants me to tell you that dinner is ready. Dinner's ready apparently. I guess he's making fun of you for yesterday, I'm assuming. See, I was on my BRB screen, so I didn't think they would hear you, but then apparently I remembered because we were in Discord, and my Discord's on my PC, since I'm streaming off the PC, and especially that I'm streaming directly off the PC there, I had to, you know, obviously, you were still coming through, so I was like, oh, okay, good to know.
Well, it was funny because of they're like, well, how can you tell?
Yes, Mom.
I wish I could have seen that.
Behold, you are now under my power.
No, it was off stream. It was off stream.
Okay.
But I will do it on stream. I will one day. I just don't know when.
So you didn't hurt yourself on stream.
No. No. I will play it. I don't know when I'll play it. It's probably going to be sooner than I think. What I want to do is I want to play it by myself just so I know what I'm doing. Kind of like what I did with Arkham Shadows. And then I'll play it on stream. It's probably what
So what exactly is Assassin's Creed game? Is it basically Mirage and VR? Or is it a game that has actual like pirate swords with it? Or is it a game that's more of is it RPG based?
So it's funny how you asked that because it's technically there's three different characters that you play as in there.
Could be manipulated magnetically.
From the console game. So we have Ezio, that's one of the assassins that you play as, which so far that's the best part for me. So that's kind of like the Odyssey. So that's the Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't played as him yet. And I've only played as Ezio. I've done his first 2 missions, technically 3, if you count the tutorial. And then I am on Cassandra's first mission now. And I'm kind of waiting to see where... And that's where it died, and that's where I also hurt myself. Was because I was playing as her. It's so ironic. My least favorite Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the protagonist that I play as in VR in there is the same one, or one of them, that's from Odyssey, and that's where I get hurt. There's no... Is that just a coincidence to me? Oh, I'm sorry, am I boring you? She's not a bad protagonist, but she just happens to be in my least favorite game, or playable in my least favorite game, I should say, because she does make an appearance. But because she's from Odyssey, that's the one that I get hurt from, though. That's my whole point. It's weird.
What, you can't catch a break?
No, I can't. I really cannot. I'm just doomed to get hurt because of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
What you're saying is Assassin's Creed Odyssey comes with the label when you buy it, or when you play it every time, and it says...
Either hurts my feelings or it hurts me physically, as you can see. No, I'm not flipping you guys off.
So the warning is
Warning, may induce nightmares and may physically hurt you. Yep, definitely mentally. Physically, depends. Are you playing the VR version? Yep, exactly. And you know what sucks is this is my dominant hand too. So if I go to punch somebody, it's not gonna be pretty. am right-handed. I am gonna play this later tonight, though. So.
It's Cloud who... Did you know Cloud's left-handed?
I think he told me something like that. And if he didn't, oh well. He's a mother ducker.
When I was younger, I used to think that people who are left-handed just learned how to, like, write left-handed. I didn't know they were
Why
born,
do you insist on
with that
following me,
ability
brother?
to, write.
Probably a genetic
Like,
thing.
I always thought that it was like... I always thought that it was... A different hand, so, there are right-hand dominant people and there's left-hand dominant people. And the interesting thing is if you're a right-hand dominant person, a lot of times when you're
Going
like
somewhere?
I would lead with my
Not.
left foot, but somebody that was left-handed would lead with their right foot, and the right foot would be the, foot in front. The foot that I would lead with before
Yet
I
again,
take off,
you fall for
the foot
my
I would
simple
put front,
part.
the foot I would put first was the left foot.
That is interesting. Well, the good news is I am feeling better. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Say quickly, it's interesting because although I led with my left foot when I ran, I kicked soccer balls with my right foot.
You look like a right foot.
It's also because I'm, right down. So I think
You should be able to move certain objects with your powers.
I kick it with my left foot, but then it's also probably because I use the inside of our foot, and I pretty much just kick it with the front of my toe every time.
Whoa, that's not what I needed.
Yeah, actually playing the whole game of the PS2 this morning, and it took me 6 or 7 times. Is that there's no checkpoints. So if you die at any point in the level, and it's like 3 or 4 parts to a level, you have to restart the entire level.
Oh no. What's this water? Why is there water here? What is what the Okay, I don't know.
A lot of cool things that you can do in the game.
But can you fly? Or no, can you play VR and then end up hurting yourself while you're playing VR? Oh, too soon?
I don't think so, but
No, not that. That's just me. Oh, okay.
sure. Like a fridge or
My spider senses.
their wall or
What is
something,
it?
thinking it was a brick
That
wall of
switch
game
will need
because
some kind of
then
weapon or sharp object to trigger
and
it.
then you'd probably end up, punching a real wall. And then, oh crap, there's a wall.
Dude, so I was actually thinking, you know what one game would work with VR? Spider-Man.
What's that?
It would work. It could work.
The web swinging would certainly work.
Well, the fighting would work too. I mean,
Was a thing though that people would start trying to climb their wall.
I hadn't either until Arkham Shadow.
Well, the reason is actually not because
That makes sense.
somebody like me can't really play VR without feeling dizzy. Like when I take the first few, because my brother will tell me, he told me, well, you don't have to actually move, you can just move the the character around without you actually having to move. And so that screws with my brain, and I actually like feel a little bit dizzy at first until I adjust to it. And so a lot of times I end up just walking around
Are we
in a
having
circle.
fun?
And so the reason why is because my brain can't handle moving the character. It just doesn't feel real to me. It makes me feel dizzy when I move with the left stick, and I'm physically if I stay, like I'm sure that if I was in a game running full speed using the left stick and I didn't move, I'm sure it would probably make me throw up. Because it makes me dizzy, like I have to move a little bit, so, you know, if I was, you know, to get, in the view, I would have to get like one of those, things just to make sure I can move, because, I can't, you know, not move in it, so,
This might require some extra muscle
you know,
power.
there's, you know, that problem with moving in the game. Moving is number one, and number two, you know, played VR for, you know, prolonged periods of time, because I'd like to believe that it really wouldn't make my headaches and migraines, that much better. I mean, all the time, you know, recently, but that was the first time in, like, I think, a month or two. Like, I knew that, but the thing is, you know, I am still pretty much getting them, and so is
You heroes are mere puppets under my control.
and it's not really so much that I get headaches, although I have had
Now you see.
some headaches, like
My spider sense is tingling.
also a ton of headaches. A lot of time it's through, you know, it's a couple things, and you know, for me, take great stuff.
My spider sense again. What is it?
School years, so that was 7th and 8th grade, and then a little bit of, you know, 9th and 10th, and then so what happened was, in the beginning of the school year, I just started to, you know, go to bed at like 10:30 every night, consistently, and wake up at 1:30, and,
How do I have
awake and
11?
refreshed.
Wait a minute. How? What? I have 11?
Also, welcome, Cloud.
What? Wait, what? Wait. I have 11 out of 10 mini kits. I have 11 out of 10.
Yo, I only have 2 Freddies. Cool. Oh my god, Bonnie, I will slap you. Wait, what's going on here?
I have 11 out of 10.
For the night guard. Oh my god, who's the night guard? Pretty sure that's Freddy.
Excelsior!
Yeah, 11 out of 10. That's hilarious.
Foxy was my favorite character.
Hey, thanks, guys. How dare these supervillains meddle with the most loquacious man in comics?
Yeah, how do I have 11 out of 10 mini kits? Are you guys seeing this? Like, what the duck?
Oh, yeah. We can face zoom in. Yeah, the reason why I left that was because I didn't have an update for my PC that I had to do, and then when I was wanted to talk to me about Ben 10, yeah. No, he
Standing over 1,400 feet tall and weighing 365,000 tons, the Empire State Building was opened in 1931 and has remained one of New York City's most recognizable landmarks ever since.
And then shawarma. Sure. Hey, there's a new shawarma place.
Excelsior!
Does anybody know where Stan Lee is in this level? Because I don't. Where is Stan Lee?
Excelsior.
That's what I'm trying to get him to say. Yeah, no, back hall. He loves his hammer. You want me to put the hammer down?
No, what I want you to do. No, what I want you to do, Crimson, is go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
I've already slept like for... Dude, I overslept. I didn't get up until like 10.
Was there a part of the game where it felt like you had to try to put the wolf to sleep and you were just sitting there with the one fist?
Yeah, that's what happened when I smashed my middle finger and made it bleed.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Oh, crap.
I was literally fighting like 5 different enemies. And it was like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, and then I hit my hand. Yeah, good times. Good times.
Sounds like good times.
Yeah. Duck you. the microphone picked up you saying, "Ooh," that was funny. It actually did. Oh, that was funny. Oh. Little girl, I'm streaming. What do you want to see? My mom left, and so now she wants in here.
You know what's funny? My dog. So, you know, I was downstairs playing. And my dog Gunner, you know, just runs right towards everything. Just
Dude, what's up there?
My mom gave him and he runs right downstairs. He's digging at the other.
There he is.
That's down there. And he wanted like protein shake. This dog was like going crazy.
How did I miss him? That's BS. Oh well, we caught up. Okay, let me let my dogs in. Who wins in a fight, Super Yahomie or Bat Yahomie? Neither.
Both equally critical. Second point to the fight.
Come on, get in here. No, Cloud. See, on this YouTube channel, we're trying to keep it PG here. So, you know, there's, you know, no calling your homie fat. There's no cussing. There's no,
Those fiendish felons.
my footing.
Wait till I rant about this on my soapbox.
What was I saying?
Something about your homie sucks.
Oh yeah, your homie. Wait, what? Well, never mind. I can't say that. We're streaming, or I'm streaming, I should say. Alright. Let's see here. 10, 10, 11. I still don't know how I had 11 out of 10, but okay.
Did you say Red 10?
No, I did not say that.
Oh, you said Transformers.
I said your mother.
Oh, Joe Chill, the guy that killed Batman's parents. Yeah, I read that comic too.
No, your mother.
Oh, you mean Martha Thomas Wayne? Or no, wait, that's not right. Martha Wayne?
No, I mean Jenny.
Officially, Professor Charles Xavier's Institute for Higher Learning is an ordinary boarding school.
Jenny.
But the truth is, it also serves as a home and shelter for young mutants with
I have
extraordinary
Jenny's
powers,
number,
collectively known
and
as
I'll
the X-Men.
blow her up.
We need to rescue the students.
I'm right here. Frozen, where are you, you book stick? Dude, I remember those days. We were playing Gotham Knights, and those were the days. But you know what? I'm willing to say this these days. Gotham Knights is way better than Suicide Squad. Yeah, that's right. I'm finally admitting it.
Yeah, well, see, it's funny because, I mean, I've always said that, but, like, I can kind of see before, like, you know, I kind of see like, but the whole game came out, I'm like, I don't know if I can see what Chris
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
But you liked at the time, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you see, I wanted to give Suicide Squad a fair shot, and wait for the whole game and all DLC to come out.
Because I wanted to give 6 a fair chance. Despite hearing that, oh, it was absolutely terrible, but the gameplay's amazing. The running is a lot better. I mean, in 5, it's slow as crap. I mean,
No comment, says Turs. Turs is a Suicide Squad fanboy.
That ice beam of yours. How about using that?
Well, and you had to play as, 2 characters for each of the sections. You could either play through the story through Leon's perspective or Elena. And there were some differences too, not major ones, but they just keep remakes the past. Just keep remaking them. Keep going. My friend still thinks that we're going to Code Veronica and Resident Evil 0 remade. I told you that he thinks we're going to get Resident Evil 0 remade apparently. Well, see, the thing is, what I sent you, even though you haven't played, disagree with the performance thing, there is a good chance that, that could just be a fake rover. Now, I would hope that that's not the case, because I really don't want to get Code Veronica overhyped. Getting Code Veronica remade would be like if Mortal Kombat Shell and Pulse was remade before we got the 3D era games. Wouldn't make any sense. Or like if we got Mortal Kombat vs. DC ported before Mortal Kombat 9. Or if we got Superman 64 ported before Lego Batman 1. WB, don't you fucking do it.
They're gonna do it. I hope you know that.
Oh, no. They're gonna do it. Otherwise,
Do it.
James gonna blow up the entire WB studio.
Do it. They're gonna do it.
No, just they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna report Lego Batman 1. And then everybody's like, okay, cool, what about Lego Batman 2? No. What do you mean no? Well,
I can see them doing that. Lego Batman 1 is the only truly Lego Batman game if you really think about it. Yeah, Lego Batman 2 is a close second, but still. So, I could see them pulling something like that.
don't be funny.
Yeah, duck you, Frozen.
I feel like they could still give us the game, but at the same time, I think it depends on if we're even going to get Lego Batman 1 reported or one. And it's also going to depend on what port of the game we get. I don't think we're going to get the PSP port. Anybody who thinks that is freaking crazy. We're definitely going to get either the PS2 or the PS3. I think it would make the most sense since that does look Xbox Series X. So it would just make that much more sense.
Smashing!
If they give us the PS2 port of Lego
You know what they ought to do? How about instead of that, instead of reporting the games, just make it to where you could play any game on any system. Well, when I say any system, I mean like a PlayStation 2 game or a PlayStation 3 on PS5.
Well, they do. Okay, so here's the thing. The PS6, there's two patents right now. One of them that I can't actually see happening. And so what I'll say is that there's one idea that I really like, and then there's one idea that I just don't like at all. And right now, that is going to make it possible for the PS6 to be able to play virtually any PlayStation disc from the PS1 up to the PS5. So not only will we have PS5 and PS4 backwards compatibility, like we kind of figured we would, but we would also have backwards compatibility with the PS1, 2, and 3, as well as those other three consoles as
They
well.
need to do that.
So yeah. And I hope that they follow through with this, because the last time they had a patent for this was during the PS5. But the PS5's patent was hardly worked on. It was basically just something that they were considering. And although it is similar with this, and it is, obviously very early in development, it seems like they are actually trying to work on an actual disc reader that will read all of these games. And so, my guess is that they are actually taking more time this time around to actually, program and hardwire this new disc reader and put it together. In my opinion, this is like a must-have thing for the PS6. And I say that because, although we might have some cool games come to the PS6, one thing I do want to point out is that we have backwards compatibility with like the 5. Okay, that's great, but see, if we're looking at it as far as like disc readers go, realistically, there's no excuse as to why we shouldn't be able to play PS4 games, because PS4 uses the exact same disc technology as 5. They did that purposely so that it would be easier for PS4 games to be read on the PS5. So there should be no reason as to why PS4 games can't get read. So PS4 and 5 should definitely be able to work. As far as, PS1 through 3, they can definitely make it possible to where it can run these games. But, makes me wonder, are they going to be picky and choosy with what games will get read? I really hope that's not the case. I think as long as it should be one of those things where, like, if you get a console in the US, as long as it's from the US and it's not like an import game, it should be able to get read. If you have a console that's from Japan, same premise, we should be able to read all the, the games in that region.
Put me down, you
So
slimy
that's one of
toad.
the patents that I actually like. But the other patent that I've heard about, and I don't know if you have heard about this, so brace yourself. This is something that they want to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox tried to do this too. Because there is a literal console right now that already has a controller that's like this. Apparently PlayStation is looking over the fence and saying we want to do it too. And that is a controller that has no buttons.
What?
Yes, you heard me right. A buttonless controller that has a touchscreen interface on the right and left side. So in other words, where the face buttons are, you are going to be pushing a blast from your phone, but with the face buttons. And the same with the left side, with the D-pad
I have a feeling they'll probably give you a controller with buttons, but they might try to do that new controller thing. I could see them doing both.
I know what you're thinking.
It takes away, you know, half the fun of the experience. You know, I always thought that
The might of
PlayStation backbone made more sense to me, where it's kind of like the Switch Joy-Cons, and you connect your tablet to it, and it's like, you know, you can play remote play on it like that. Something like that makes sense. But something like having a
Sorry if I come off as cold-hearted. Nothing personal.
I mean, how exactly is that going to work with the triggers? See, this buttonless controller idea, it's just going to look, compared to all controllers, it's going to look and feel so stupid, and I don't think that majority of the people who get it are going to like it. I mean, can you just imagine for 1 second, like, so obviously phones have had, like, blue screens and stuff. What happens when your controller blue screens? Or, because, you know, if you thought stick drifters, man, well, now get ready for your controller to have issues like that. You have to do tutorials for it, reset it 3 times over, maybe get a new one. Because now, if it does this, it's not going to work anymore. It's just another... To me, it just looks like another
should be able to
way
glide
like,
across
steal
here.
more money from our pockets. That's what I don't like about that idea. Because something like a touchscreen controller is certainly going to be a lot more prone to shutting down. And if you think for a second that it's going to last for, you know, 5 years, you're mistaken. Because it's going to have similar technology that a phone does. You know, it's like with a phone these days. You can't drop the phone more than 30 times. Because as soon as you drop it any more times than that, you start to run into issues. You can only console off of that, off of your controller. And so, what I think would be kind of cool is, you'd be, whether it was on vacation somewhere, in a hotel room, or maybe, you decide that, you want to, maybe somebody's driving you somewhere, you want to play something in the car. It'd be cool to have access to your digital library and to play that off of, your controller. That would be sick. I've always wanted to do something like that. But with the replay and the backbone, you have to be connected to Wi-Fi for one, and for two, although you can play. That's also because the connection is great. And so now not all features will work with this either, but at least with this, it would be able to run a lot smoother. I feel like that would be a much cooler idea in my opinion. But yeah, so those are two patents that Sony is working on, and I really hope that they follow through with the, disc reader, being able to read PS1 through 6 discs, because, I feel like a lot of us have plenty of games, especially game collectors, and, we have all these games. Some of us can't even use these games because either our consoles are broken and don't work, or, maybe the disc reader's broken inside of them. With something like this, it would be a game changer, and you would see, people start to get into getting older games again. And I think that the only reason why nobody's getting older games right now is because they obviously need to have a console for it. But if you have one console that can play all of them, then if, I knew that the PS6 can make PS2 games, well, I'm gonna keep getting PS2 games. And now, I can either use my PS2 or the PS6 to play them. It gives us options, and that's nice. And the other thing too, because a lot of these older games, you can't even get on PC. You can only get very small amount of older games, and it's mostly from the PS3, 360 era. A lot of the PS2 games and before are not on a PC.
That is true.
Some games have been taken off of the, PlayStation Store, so it would be nice to play, the Deadpool game on the PS6 through, and the PS4 can does if you have it, or, if Spider-Man 2, which I don't think you can get on the PS Store anymore.
Now I'm gonna get a disc for the PlayStation 4 version of that and platinum the game there. That's what I plan on doing.
You there, Club?
No, he ran away.
Did you hear what I said? Wow. Did you hear what I said about the, buttonless controller? How do you feel about that? The buttonless controller. The buttonless controller. You weren't listening about this? No, sorry, just came back. Yeah, so there are two patents. I'm guessing you heard about the disc reader that I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so, they're working on a disc reader that's going to make it possible for their disc reader to read PS1 through 6 games. And the second patent they're working on is a buttonless controller where, think about it like this. So where the face buttons and the D-pad are basically like black screens warped around this controller. And oh, by the way, there's no analog sticks. Those are also going to be touchscreen. And those will only pop up. No. You play video games? Thumbs on glass.
I don't know how I feel
Like,
about
just
that.
Just imagine you're playing Spider-Man, for example, or Assassin's Creed, and imagine you're like, okay, let's move forward.
Hey, those
Now,
Who are you? Who are you?
you sniper. No.
Oh. Well, F this crap, I'm out.
Well, so in this case, Sony would be our worst nightmare if they actually make this controller. Like Cloud, just imagine you're playing, and both of you, just imagine you're playing a story game, and the analog sticks are just black screen. You don't even see them until you want to start moving. I don't know why they want to make that a thing controller where, you know, the analog sticks are only going to show up when you're using the buttons.
Deep in Central Europe lies a small nation known as Latveria, ruled by Victor von Doom.
But here's the
Don't
other
let the
crazy
rustic
thing.
look of Dr.
See, I
Doom's
said
castle
that if
fool
they
you.
were going to think
It
about
has
doing that, they
incredibly
might
advanced
make a
weaponry
regular
hidden behind its
PlayStation
stone
6
walls.
controller, but then
Even
they'll
really
have
good
like an
internet.
option. Hey, you want a controller-less little controller? I guess.
You call it the Fantastica. Whew. Nice. Does it come with satellite radio?
Now it can have all the issues that a phone does. And now you got
Hey, those
and get this. So it's called, I think they're gonna call it the user interface appearance buttons. So when your controller
No!
you can't see any of the buttons. Just imagine that. You can't see any of the buttons on the analog stick.
Hey, those
There might be a power button on the controller, but that is literally the only button. And even then it might be a touchscreen button too. Now here's the crazy thing about this. If this is, you know, user interface and it goes off a touch, there's even a chance that you might not even be able to see any of the buttons.
Deep in Central Europe lies a small nation known as Latveria, ruled by Victor von Doom. Don't let the rustic look of Dr. Doom's castle fool you.
So the
It
screen
has
goes dim
incredibly
on that.
advanced weaponry hidden behind its stone walls. Even really good internet.
Haha.
It's gonna feel like you're playing on a tablet, and I don't like that.
This is actually gonna feel worse than a tablet because it is the tablet
Hey,
flat
those
surface. So the face button and the analog sticks and the D-pad might be a flat surface, but you know it's not on a flat surface?
Your mom?
The triggers. The triggers are going to
Oh
feel
my
like
god,
they're
I moved
playing
it.
a old phone.
F that shit.
You know what I mean? So the sticks, the triggers like R1, L1, L2, R2 are gonna be, those are also not gonna be buttons. So it's gonna feel like we're pressing buttons on a keyboard. But just imagine, you know, you just turn this thing on and you're like, oh cool, look at the buttons or whatever. And you're like, wait, where are the analog sticks? And you notice they don't show up unless if you like hover your thumbs over them. All the buttons where they're like, well, when you're not using them, the buttons, you know, I honestly feel like it'll be one of those things where I feel like the face buttons and the D-pad will show up, but if you don't touch them for a certain amount of time period, the screen will go dim on it, just like an actual phone. And then the thing will just, it won't shut the controller off, but the screen will just go black on one side. Now imagine, Cloud, you're trying to play Batman Arkham City and you're trying to do a speed run with this controller, and oh, what's that? The left analog stick and the entire left side of the controller shut off and isn't working.
Yay.
And there's no
Sounds like fun.
And there's no tutorial on how to fix it yet because the controller just came out.
Sounds like fun. I don't see them.
And they will. I honestly do. Because these guys, like a lot of other companies, are money hungry. And I could honestly see them saying something like, yeah, you can connect to headsets and things like that. But as far as controllers, the PS5 controllers and the PS4 ones will not be connectable.
Just use PS4 controls on PS5.
Yeah, but that principle sounds like it's gonna disappear. Because this, let me tell you something. Like, you guys don't understand, this buttonless controller is the controller they wanted for the base PS6. It's in the controller that comes with the console. Why would they make a buttonless controller come with the base version of the console if they're just gonna let you connect controllers to it anyways? Logically, I don't think that makes sense. So they're most certainly not gonna let us connect PS4 controllers to it. Now maybe I'm wrong. You can connect PS5 controllers. That'd be great. But then at that point, it's not really pushing the idea of the buttonless controllers that much. I think they want people to get more used to the idea because there's another console that's similar to like the Steam Deck that is literally using a buttonless controller right now that has like phone screen buttons on it right now.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
I don't think they care because, like I said, this is the controller that's
to get a PS6, so it doesn't really affect me.
I'm not going to get PS6 if this happens, because if this is the base controller that comes with the console, it don't even let you connect PS5 controllers to it, where I can't even play with a controller that has buttons right off the bat, then I'm not getting the PS6. Backwards compatibility, they don't even let you play PS4 games. You can only play PS5 games now? Yeah, forget that crap. Like, I feel like PS4 games should be carried over because there's a lot of better. I feel like there's a lot more PS4 games that are better. I mean, but I'm just, the buttonless controller is certainly something that is scary because that to me says that if we get that as the base controller, they're not going to let us connect other controllers, and they're basically just going to, they're going to make us wait until they make a
alter your
controller
shape
that has
into something
buttons.
useful
It could be
here.
4 months after the console comes out, 6 months, or even a year after it comes out. And here's the worst part, Cloud. Imagine Sony finally gives us the one thing we've been wanting, where we can finally just pop in our PS1, 2, 3, and 4 discs. We can pop in all the PlayStation discs from every console, but oh, what's that? The controller has no buttons. And not only that, but you can't connect a controller that does have buttons yet, because they don't want you connecting their older controllers. They want to make a controller that has buttons. What's going to happen is, after enough complaints, they're finally going to cave into the idea of giving a controller that has buttons. First, there will be a ton of shills, Sony shills, who will, say that this is like the
Why
best
don't you show off your
controller ever.
disappearing trick?
And Sony will think that people like it when they're not going to. And then after enough bad reviews, and if it actually starts to affect sales of the PS5 itself, they are then going to cave in and say, okay, fine, we'll give you guys a controller that has buttons again. But I'm kind of with you, Cloud. Right now, it's seeming like there's a better chance of me getting a PC. I mean, I already, I'm kind of with you, but like, down the line, I might get an even better PC instead of getting a PS6. Because if they scrap the to give us PlayStation 1 for 6 games, where you can't play the older games, and we're not getting like this ultimate backwards compatibility, and maybe they take that a step further and they give us the middle finger and say, now you can't play PS4 games either, then I'm definitely not getting a PS6.
Why don't we wait and see if this actually happens? I don't see them. At least the controller thing.
Knowing Sony, they're all trying to, innovate. And like I said, there is a Steam similar to a PC console. It's no buttons on it. I mean, but like, it has these thumb groove things where you move your thumbs, and it's similar to like a mouse, I guess. Look it up again, but it's the concept of it's really strange, and I just couldn't see anybody using a controller like that. But yeah, I mean, you are right, Crimson. We do have to wait and see if this actually happens because we don't know if that's the path that they're gonna settle on. I hope that they take the adaptive triggers one step further and keep those and give us something new. With maybe the face buttons or D-pad. Maybe give us a screen.
Yeah, like
for
take
the...
that a step further so you can feel more immersed into like, I don't know, maybe there's something in the sticks that makes you feel like the footsteps.
Something like
Well,
Come on!
well, I don't know, like just something. Just taking the back. But it was just like, you smell inconsistency in the controller. Felt agree. I was like, so if I'm
like a set thing.
sting to the process.
It would be kind of funny though if like we got like a Batman game. One of the scents was like Poison Ivy's flowers. Or it's like her mist that she blows into you. So she's blown the mist onto Batman, but you can also like, so we can smell like what the whatever the scent is.
I don't know how they can take this controller a step further.
Well, I have a couple
Maybe make the
ideas.
D-pad better.
Yeah, I mean, they can make the D-pad better. They can make this face button where, now when we pull buttons to charge it, we can actually feel it a little bit more. Maybe we can play, like I said, we can bring our controller with us and play, PlayStation games on the go. At least the digital ones anyway. Because they wouldn't put like a disc reader inside of the controller or anything.
No,
But,
I think maybe what they could do is have it so, because I know pro controllers have this, but have it like as the normal base controller where you have the options to toggle whether you want to have mouse clicky triggers and buttons. And the reason why people have that is so like you have like quick response time like PC players. Or like you can toggle it off and you just have normal triggers and buttons. But that would be cool if it was like embedded as like a PC feature for the controllers. Instead of having to pay like over $100 for a controller.
yeah, no, I mean, if PlayStation decides they want to go through with this touchscreen controller, buttonless controller, if it does any of the things that I'm saying, I'm most certainly not going to get that console. Yeah, I'm just going to stay on PC at that point. But the only thing I'm a little bit interested in is if the patent about them being able to read PS1 through PS6 discs is true about that console. Because if that console can read all those discs, but it's certainly not something that'll purchase unless if I can connect a controller that has buttons to it for one. a service.
Oh,
So I
really?
find it interesting when people say they don't have the money for a video game, but yet they
Game
can pay
crash.
$80 for Plus, which is the same price as a video game. That to me makes no sense.
I pay it monthly.
Well, if you pay it monthly, then I can see how that would be a different story because you do it month by month. But if you're doing like
you take that money each month and you collect it in the span of a year, it does add up. But yeah, people that pay it's annually, yeah, it's one
Mm-hmm.
or multiples.
Well, I'm not saying that they, people have to buy, because I mean, I don't really get a whole lot of games, yearly. But I'm just saying that, if anyone is to get Plus, annually, pay the yearly price like I do, where, it's $80. And a lot of times when we do this, obviously we're not going to get a game with it because that'll be like, $160. That's just way too much. But after like, I'd say 2-3 months, maybe 5 months,
Oh,
if
shoot.
there's like a new game that somebody wants, I feel like
Deep in Central Europe lies a small nation known as Latveria, ruled by Victor von Doom. Don't let the rustic look of Dr. Doom's castle fool you. It has incredibly advanced weaponry hidden behind its stone walls. Even really good internet.
the ones that got Plus, then, well, yeah, that explains why you can't get a game. But in my case, it's not that I can't even afford to get multiple new games a year. It's just that I don't because,
Boys, I think
I work at a grocery store for one, and, for two, there's other things I want to get, not just video games. But it pains me when I see
we've been spotted. Watch out!
Rock beats explosives, right?
Yeah, you don't know what kind of
There it
bills
is!
they have.
Everyone get ready!
What do you know?
I'm not talking about people that are living on their own. I'm talking about people that are living with their parents. They have better jobs than me. People like Danny, for example.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but he's
See, I know that, I realize not seem cheap, but, he could easily afford, a new game if he really wanted to get it. And I agree with you guys, if you're paying for, yeah, but I'll believe it when I see it. That guy's never spent more than $40 on a video game.
Deep in Central Europe lies a small nation known as Latveria, ruled by Victor von Doom. Don't let the rustic look of Dr. Doom's castle fool you.
If he does,
It has
that's
incredibly
great,
advanced weaponry hidden
if
behind
he
its
doesn't,
stone walls. Even really good
insert,
internet.
A list of excuses because he's gonna have multiple of them for you, Cloud. He'll be like,
You're...
but my mommy said...
Hey, don't see yours.
It's their name of random thing that this family wanted us to buy.
There we go.
Watch him be like, yeah, so I actually don't work at the school anymore, and I technically make $1 which means I have to be a little bit more conserving with my money.
So, how's everyone's day? Okay, good. I hurt my finger yesterday.
So you're saying, Sam? Yes,
I did. Playing... What?
I severely bruised my hands by VR for the first when I was playing it for the first time. Vikings. So I hit it, and then I accidentally.
Why would you do that? Wow. Keep in mind, Cloud, my mic is picking you guys up a little bit, so keep that in mind.
No, Cloud. You're not, that's good.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
So let's this one. Have you seen that kid try to open up a door?
No? Do I look like I live in the same state? Trust me, I wish I did. What?
See done? This might
What about
require some
America?
extra muscle power.
He can't do is open a door at all because he doesn't know the difference between a motion sensor door and a door handle. So he'll literally sit there trying to pull the door open when it's not working.
You can alter your
And there'll
shape
be a
into
sign
something
up there
useful.
saying that you have to use the other
That's Don. What'd you say about America?
Oh no, because you said it's that. So you're like,
Oh, okay, okay. No, I thought you were asking if we both lived in the United States. I was like, yeah, but there's different states. Oh, he ain't that what, man. I was gonna make fun of him. I'm gonna still make fun of him. I will. I will. That's not what I hear. Frozen said that you like to, you know, Frozen said that you like to just try to keep opening a door that says, hey, please use other door. Hey, don't blame me, I'm just the messenger. Oh, but I want to.
Yeah, you can still bring the other thing up, but I'm just saying, this ain't gonna go one time. You know those doors where it's like push or pull?
Yeah.
Well, there was a... Okay, so the high school has... Part of our high school anyways, has like these, like doors towards the entrance, and then you have two more doors, so there's two sets of doors. And so, you know, they're both
Why don't you show off your disappearing trick?
to get out. And I believe they're push on both sides. And so Don, the idiot, tried to pull the door open, even though they're push on both sides.
I made the turn, someone up.
Don the idiot.
Obviously, he was a bit tipsy, so he didn't want to tip stairs, so we took the elevator.
I know where this is going. I know where this is going. Oh, you paid, eh?
Yeah. Came back, and he was like, why isn't this, like, sorry. Stop doing shit. Threw him down the stairs.
You threw him? He was at a vending machine.
And I was like, see like fans are in anything to
Oh my gosh. Man confused a vending machine for an elevator. Frozen, what's the stupidest thing you've ever done? What's the stupidest thing you've ever done?
Sometimes it's, harder to tell the difference. You know those, one of those doors where, you walk into it, it's like, it's got multiple glass pane slits in it, and you walk through the thing, and like, you can, like, go in a circle inside the doorway.
Sure.
It's like those hotel doors.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Pretty sure Don told me he tried to run through one of those one time. I'm pretty sure Don told me he tried to run through
Spidey
a
sense.
spinning door
Something close by.
one time. I don't know though, I don't know if he did or not.
Seems like something new. I mean, it's your homie.
And one thing, because
Hey,
he always
so
used to play dodgeball when we were in this summer camp program called PYC. And so, he played dodgeball with people, and he would tell me crap like, man, you should have seen how crazy that dodgeball game was. And I'd be like, Don, what happened to your face? Because like his face would hit like the side of the cage and stuff, and he'd be like, oh man, you should have seen it. Guy threw a really fast curveball, smacked me in the side of the face instead of me putting it in the cage. And I was like, well, you really? He's like, yes. Like he got a black eye from one of the balls one time. I thought somebody punched him in the face. I was like, we're gonna find this. And I'm like, Don, we're gonna
Spider
find
sense again.
Mother
What
ducking
is it?
carrot, and we're gonna punch him in the face. And he's like, but nobody punched me. And I was like, you got a black eye. He goes, well, I got a ball thrown in my face.
What an idiot.
We used to play foosball too. They had a Star Wars foosball table. So instead of it being like red team, blue team, one side was the clone troopers, the other side was the droids. And so, Don must have been a little bit like tipsy. I mean, I'm making a joke here, but like his goofy self one day looked at the droids and said, I'm gonna be on the clones team. And I was like, you mean the droids? And it's like, oh. stupid applesauce decides to go down the middle where the teardrop shapes are. There's like these big, thick, hard teardrop shapes. They slide down.
Hey, no,
The pointier side of the teardrop, he ends up sliding into that, and basically Don's nest didn't feel that good when he went down the middle. I'll tell you that because he literally went down, and the sharp side, which it wasn't super sharp, it was just a little bit more.
Yeah, 69%.
Wait, what?
I'm at 69%.
69% what?
Done.
Oh, okay.
69.
Is somebody wondering what percentage you were at?
No. I was wondering.
Shield research submarines are extremely useful for taking the fight to
And I
bad
happen to
guys
look,
while
and it was
underwater.
69.
These subs feature advanced tracking equipment, ideal for locating enemies or items of interest.
You just hear, "Oh my pee," and we're like, "Are you okay?" Okay. We're like, "Are you okay, Don?" And he goes, "No, I'm never doing that ever again." And we're like, "What happened?" And then he goes, "Don't go down the middle part of the slide." He goes,
hey, no,
What? What is wrong with that kid?
I used to call, he would call his nuts all sorts of weird things as a kid.
My what? Oh my gosh.
Stomach, and he'd say, "Oh my pee." And so I said, "Don, they didn't hit you there." And then when so when we got older, when we got to high school, Don tells me, he goes, "The only reason I say that when people hit me in the stomach is so that they think I'm hurt there, so they won't hit me there." And it was like, wow, you coward.
Wow. Call him a coward.
Stomach.
That's kind of smart if you really think
shape
about
out of
it.
that.
Oh, I know. But I call him like, wow, you be like, would you like to get punched in the nuts? And I was like, no.
Dude, I would have smacked you in the... Never mind. Never mind. Nope.
Words you can't say on TV.
Let's just say... You know what? Don would have... You know what? Once again, words I can't say. Don's just a poop stick.
Yo, Cloud, you there, buddy? He's not there.
He's not there now. Probably got tired of me. That's just my guess. What would he be previously in?
My spider sense again. What is it?
Is that really his cat's name?
Yes.
Wait, are you serious? Oh my gosh.
I didn't ask for this job.
I don't even know if that's PG.
That'd be like me having an orange tiger cat name me a Starfire.
Oh my gosh. I'm surrounded by weirdos.
Except I wouldn't name it Starfire. I'd name it Corey, because nobody knows what a real name
That
is.
metal could be manipulated
Well, I do.
magnetically. Wow.
Well, yeah, but you're only one person.
I'll tell the whole world.
The memory of a goldfish, and we'll probably forget.
Oh, good idea. I will tell your mom. Oh, I'll remind her daily. I will remind her daily.
The son name is named off of a fictional character.
Yep. It's a celebrity crush.
Wait, why remind me? Excuse me, why remind my mom but not Clouds? I mean, he needs this.
Oh, don't worry, I'm getting to him. Let me get to him, okay?
Of yours. How about using that?
You know, at least he did one thing right. So, I mean... Man, this guy is
Spider
really
sense is
into
tingling.
Batman. I think he's into Batman more than me, and I thought I was a little obsessed with him. That's not me making fun of him. That's actually a compliment, believe it or not.
My friend growing up liked Batman a lot. He still does. That's his favorite character. But here when I was a kid, I thought he, knew everything about Batman. He certainly knew a lot more than I did when I was a kid.
Well, that doesn't take much.
We were only in second grade, and this kid knew a lot about like the Joel Schumacher movies and stuff. So he would tell me crap that I didn't even like learn about until I was
On the
in
wall.
middle school.
Do we have something
Like,
that would
for
fit in
example,
that?
he knew about he knew about the fact that Batman and Robin and Batman Forever were connected in the same universe as Michael Keaton, and he also heard about how Val Kilmer was originally going to be Batman and Batman and Robin. Did you know that? He knew that as a kid.
Yep, I knew that.
It's one thing.
I knew every single one of those. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out that they're in the same universe.
Yeah, but this kid even knew a lot more about, like, Arkham than I did when I was a kid. Like, when Asylum City came out, now granted he didn't play the games, but he watched, a ton of gameplay on them. Me and my brother would, like, we try to watch gameplay of it, but if our parents heard the characters say, like, one little swear word, they get upset. And so, we tried to watch it, but we really couldn't. We weren't even really allowed to play Arkham Asylum or City until I was 12 years old. My brother was only 10. So basically how it went with things was like, if I was this age, we could both do something, even if my brother wasn't the same age. Which to me felt unfair because, when I was 10, I wasn't allowed to play any of that stuff.
Right.
My brother, at the age of 10, could play Call of Duty. I couldn't play Mortal Kombat, though, until I was 12. Now, granted, it's only a 2-year difference. It's not like a big difference. But at the time, I would get really upset about that. Especially because I remember, my one birthday for my 11th birthday, I got an iPod. And I had to wait, like, quite a while because my brother got, an iPod. But it wasn't even, because what happened was, he didn't even end up getting an iPod for his birthday. It was just over the summer he got it, and I thought I was going to get one too. I didn't get one till, like, next April. So for a while there, we were sharing it until finally, next spring, my birthday came. Unless if they did give it to him for his birthday, then I just couldn't wait till April. It really But yeah, I wasn't allowed to play anything, gory or violent. I wasn't allowed to play, M-rated games until, I was, 12. And even then, our parents told us to... For example, GTA was a game that my parents didn't want any one of us playing until we were at least, in, like, middle school.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I wasn't allowed to play rated M games until, I think my first rated M game, I think I was like 10. and my mom gave me the okay because it was SOCOM's 3. You ever heard of that for the PlayStation 2? SOCOM 3? In fact, here, actually, hold on. Hold
Yes, I hit SOCOM. SOCOM 1, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, here it is. This right here was my first rated M game ever. This one right here. And so I I even asked my mama, because my grandmother actually bought it for me. And I came home and she's like, oh, here, I got you a gift, you know, because my grandmother spoiled me, especially back then. And she's like, here you go. And I look at it and I see it's rated M. And I'm like, Mom, you know this is rated M, right? And she goes, I know. Just because she said she looked at the back, obviously, because obviously it's just blood and violence. So she was like okay with that. But then I was like, so does that mean I can play GTA? She's like, no. and then my my stepdad's grandson convinced my mom to let me play GTA Vice City, and she's like, okay, he can, but here's the rule: the volume has to be at 0. Can't be at 1 or more. It has to be at 0. So I had to play it with no volume, and yeah, just ever since then I've been playing rated M games. Now my dad, on the other hand, he wasn't gonna let me play any rated M games. He didn't know about this or GTA until I was an adult. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I was about 15 or 16 when I had Vice City on my tablet that I got, and he learned about that, and he was pretty much okay with that. Because I was telling him, oh, there's not really that much cussing. There's not really, you know, yeah, you shoot people and there's blood and you can cut off heads, but it's not anything that bad. And yeah, I remember him kind of getting upset when he learned I was playing GTA, but then he played it and he was like, oh, this ain't that bad. So I finally was able to play it at both houses anyway. And then I finally told him, like, a couple of years ago, actually, I was like, hey, by the way, you know SOCOM 3? I played, like, as a 10-year-old kid. He goes, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how'd you do that? I was like, my mom, my grandmother bought it for me, and she allowed me to play it. He goes, oh, okay. So, yeah. But I wasn't allowed to play... What?
Wasn't he a little bit concerned about you playing Batman Arkham Knight?
See, it's funny you bring that up, because I've always asked my parents, going back to being a big Batman fan, like, I've always asked them, I was like, hey, if there was a movie of Batman that was rated R, or even a video game that was rated M, because I'm a big Batman fan, would you guys allow me to play it? And they were like, my mom was like on the more of the yes side, and my dad was like, I would have to play it first just to see what it's like, and I'll make my decision then, or watch it. But then Arkham Knight became a thing, and I looked at my mom, and I knew it was coming out for next gen, because obviously then I was on Xbox, I was on Xbox 360, and I was like, I want to save up, I want to get one. So at that point, I couldn't just go in and buy Arkham Knight. I would have to have like somebody of age to go with me. And what I ended up doing was my mom, she got me an Xbox One for Christmas with Arkham Knight anyway. I wasn't able to save up enough money, but that's because as a kid, anytime I got money, I just had to spend it. I didn't know how to save. I almost got to enough, but not quite. And that's when I was like, you know what, I'll just ask it for Christmas and all that. And that's what ended up happening. But yeah, my mom, she got me Arkham Knight, which was rated M. She let me have SOCOM 3. She allowed me to play GTA, but I had to be on 0, no volume whatsoever. Actually, you know what's something funny? Hold on, I got another story for you. So, another story is actually after SOCOM 3, before GTA. Or maybe it was a little after. Yeah, it was a little after. A little after Vice City. And it was obviously... I think it was before Arkham Knight. But what ended up happening was I started watching Assassin's Creed stuff on YouTube. So what I did was, since I was being allowed to play rated M games, I would start talking to my mom, and I'd be like, "Hey, I found this interesting series on YouTube, and they're video games. They are rated M, but they're not really that bad, you know." And she goes, "Okay, what's it about?" And I said, "Well, it's called Assassin's Creed. It's about, you know, history, you know, historical history, and there's one that's from America, that's about America, like during the Revolutionary War, which." That game ended up helping me with every single U.S. history class that I ever taken. And so Assassin's Creed 3 got me through a lot of schooling, believe it or not. And yes. Oh yeah, especially about the Boston Tea Party. Great. Hey, yeah. Assassin's Creed 3 story got me through a lot of that stuff. And dude, the teacher was even like, because I was a kid that had trouble on tests, but on that specific test I did really good on, and she even came up to me and was like, "Hey, you did really good. What'd you do differently this time?" I was like, "Oh, I played a game called Assassin's Creed 3. It's about the American Revolution, actually. It takes place during that time frame." And she just looks at me and is like, "Oh, God." But yet I somehow did it, you know? So, but no, so anyway, that's how I got into Assassin's Creed, was because I was starting to, like, my mom was allowing me to play rated M games, and I started getting the Assassin's Creed games. I got Brotherhood, that was the first game I played, beat it, and I ended up getting Assassin's Creed 2, then I got Revelations, then I got Assassin's Creed 1, and then, at that time, now obviously it wasn't back to back, it was like a few years here and there in between them all, but...
So was it Brotherhood or 3 that took place during the Revolution? 3?
It was 3. It was 3.
What made you get Brotherhood?
So... Well, it was actually, I'll tell you what it was. It was, me going back to the YouTube thing, I was watching, this one YouTuber. I'm not going to shout him out because I think he's kind of a prick these days. But, he made Assassin's Creed into, like, movies. And he, I would constantly come home and just replay the playlist over and over from Assassin's Creed 1. I think at that time we were up to, I think, Syndicate at most, but I would always watch the Ezio trilogy. I would always watch the first one. I'd even play Assassin's Creed 3, and then I would end it off there. And then after I got those games, I beat them, I did all the stuff I did with them, that's when I would start watching the newer one. Which is technically a DLC. I would watch Rogue, and then I finally gave Syndicate a shot, and then I would slowly buy each one. And then we came to the time where I did get an Xbox One, and obviously I could finally play Assassin's Creed Unity, Syndicate. Finally, Origins came out. I got that. I remember that time frame, and then, yeah. So, but the only thing was, once my mom got me the Xbox One and I was allowed to play rated M games, because I was still under the age of 16, or I think you have to be 17 to get a rated M game. And while I was still under 17, I had to bring my mom every time I wanted to buy a game. It was kind of stupid.
I am designed only for conquest!
Sweating bullets, because we know there's a certain word that will, like, use the shield automatically, so it's like the first thing. And so, not blood or but I'm talking about nudity, because the guy was, like, reading off, like, one piece of the game, and just want to let you know, man, there's, you know, blood and gore, intense violence, and nudity. Am I go by on this guy? It's like, wow, it's okay. You know, I told him it was like
Wait, what game was it?
Resident Evil 6. Even stuff was pretty, like, what was in the game, you go, man, are you this game is, so I was Bloodborne. And she was, wait, what? I go, Mom, wait. Like, I explained, I've seen it, and it's not. So, I was talking to my mom for, a minute about, so what I basically told her was, I said, yeah, I watched, walkthroughs on YouTube to make sure it's nothing super bad. It's really not what you think it is. If you guys are, okay, then you can get it. And so, so although the game so one of the characters has a sister who ends up becoming infected, and she ends up becoming a zombie. And so what happens is she basically, her skin transforms and turns into just like the code, and she basically sheds out of her old skin and becomes like this, nude zombie. But it's now she wasn't really, she was naked, but she wasn't. The minute sort of insane, if you get my drift.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Right. Well, that's what they say about Assassin's Creed, is that there's nudity in there, but there's not really any nudity, though. So... You can't see anything. Her tits were chopped off and her down below private parts were not really there. Mom, it's not that bad. Oh, the booty always has to be. If it's not there, there's a crime. That's a crime. I'm excited for the James Bond game.
I'm excited for Dead 6. No, I'm just kidding.
I believe that. Yeah. Well, I mean... Okay, then you understand. You understand. Why? You got something against the female characters? Why? No, you're just a poop.
Or for there to at least be bulky in them. There are a few males in Dead 6, but most of the game is all females. I thought it was cool, I mean, just a character from a different franchise.
Spider sense is tingling.
Yeah, the John Wick game looks pretty good. The Bond game looks really good, or James Bond 007, whatever you want to call it. And obviously Resident Evil, never played it. Might play it one day, I don't know. as if they just...
Started playing Resident Evil.
My spider sense is tingling.
I mean, I started with 5. Take it from me, 5. As far as like a story experience, it's not that great, and the gameplay is also not that great either. You can have some fun with it, but
If I'm not having fun, it ain't worth it.
yeah, like 5. Could be some things that you would like about it, but 5 is just okay. 6, on the other hand, although the story is trash, and that's the main reason it's terrible, the gameplay it's very rewarding, so if you choose to start with 5 or 6, just be aware. Unlike the other games, you actually have to, serve and ration your ammo, where, you have to basically save your shots. Unlike the first game where you basically just have to run past zombies and not even hit them because it's too risky in that game when you don't have anything. And so, here's what I would say is if you decide to get into Resident Evil, just be aware that, yes, it is, shooter-like, but you do have to watch your bullet count. You can't, you can't just shoot at zombies' chests. You have to, with this game, you want to make sure you are hitting the head, because a lot of the zombies, even the grunts, are like sponges. Now, sometimes you are obviously, whether it's, here's what I'll say, if you have like a shotgun or a better gun, then it's not really gonna matter if you hit them in the chest because it's a better gun, but a lot of times you start with a pistol. They are going to eat that bullet up like a sponge, and you are literally gonna waste all of your ammo, and it's probably not gonna kill them.
Well, maybe I want to waste my ammo.
Well, that would be a mistake, because in the earlier games, from
So then which one would you recommend?
1 to 4, you have to watch your ammo count. You also, a lot of times, it's not, you don't get him in the head, but you gotta be safe. You want to make sure that you're being smart with your ammo usage, because in earlier games, it's harder to find ammo. Not that you never find ammo, it's just that it's not lying around. I honestly think that you would probably like 6, because 6 is a very rewarding game. You can act like it's a fast game, it is, running and sprinting, and you don't really have to watch your ammo count. You can just use the ammo bar replay, because ammo is pretty easily found, and you can get a lot of it just by killing the zombies. And that is probably, other than 5, because 5, you would only get ammo sometimes when you kill zombies, and 6, you pretty much always get ammo when you kill zombies. 5 and 6 are kind of like, you would like 5, as far as the gameplay, I think you'd like everything about it. I think that the thing you'd probably hate about it is opening doors, because a lot of times your partner has to be there to confirm it, which that's the first thing. And when we're talking about regular doors that you open, in Resident Evil 6 you can run and like kick the door open. You can open the door fast, like you don't even have to really, watch your character. So this is kind of dumb. In the 5th game, you'll be getting chased by this guy that has a chainsaw, or whatever.
Hey, no.
But you can't get past this one, but let's say you're playing Mercenaries United. If you try to go and open a door that's like 10 feet from him, you'd think that he would open the door pretty quickly, like it would just be like a, you press the button and it opens the door, right? No. These guys made it to where you have to actually watch the character opening the door, and it takes like 2 whole seconds just for them to open a door. It is slow. So you would probably hate that part of it.
Roxxon undisputably leads the world in energy production. Its power plant, located a short distance from New York, is rumored to contain some kind of experimental reactor core.
When I was younger, I did like it, so I suppose it's possible. Everybody's different with that.
Hey, don't be
Call of Duty and stuff, as far as shooters go, I would say the game that you should start with should either be Resident Evil Village, which is the 7th game, or Resident Evil, Village is 8. So I'd either start with Village, which is 8, or Resident Evil Biohazard, which is 7. And the reason being is because those ones are in, first person. It doesn't really matter which one you play, but I highly recommend that you do not start with one of the early games. You will think that all of the games are like the early ones. You can't play 1 and 2 in the beginning, because then you'll think that all of them are like 1 and 2. When in reality, they're not. They all have similar things, but I think the most significant over is the inventory menus and things like that, and being able to make, healing herbs. But do not start with 1. And I'm saying that for your own safety and for your own sake, because anyone who has started playing Resident Evil with 1 these days regrets it. It will be very difficult for you to get into Resident Evil if you start from the beginning. I recommend, pretty much any of the newer ones that they have, or the remakes, because the remakes of like 2, 3, and 4 are a lot smoother and are better to play than the originals. The original version of 4, for example,
You should be able to move certain objects with your powers.
So unless if you want to play a game that has janky controls or a weird camera, I suggest you don't play the old ones or the original ones.
pin or sharp object to trigger it.
Hello. Hello, you fook.
But if you, so, I would play 7, 8, or, you know, pretty much, you know, any of the games. Say avoid playing original 4, because the remakes of 2, 3, and 4 are a lot better. The original versions of those games have weird controls and tank controls, and that might deter you away from it. You might not want to play them.
Right.
What? What do you mean, where did I go? I went to my room.
Cloud with a chance of meatballs. I thought that would get him.
You should be able to use your power cosmic here.
Beginning our attack run now.
My spider sense again. What is it?
Is there another one? How? There's another 11 out of 10. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Hold on.
Excelsior! I did it! I made another cameo!
There's
Gotta
another
add this
cameo.
one to my list at home.
Excuse me. One, two, three, four. Okay, there's 4 missions left. We're at 71% done. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Save Stanley.
What's up? Looky here. Hawkeye and Black Widow at the circus have gotten gooseberied by Iceman. Huh. As if things weren't bad enough for our merry bowmen, Nightmare has decided to take center ring. This trio are gonna need some help with this guy. That's a motorcycle. Since I'm not available, Ghost Rider is so the guy to do it. Well, Mr. Big Shot. Looks like you've collected enough Lego studs to earn true believer status. I don't know who keeps leaving them everywhere. All I know is that I want some.
there he is. Okay.
Excelsior!
Okay. Yay.
Excelsior! I think this cements Stan the Man as the king of cameos.
Return. Alright, so I'll do a bonus stream like probably on Sunday just to finish the missions anyway. That way Monday we can do some something else. I'll start on Lego DC Supervillains. Yeah. 72% done. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and stop here for today. I'll be live on Twitch a little later tonight. Take care, everybody. God bless. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
If only